All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here with us, especially those of you who make the drive from Chicago. We're going to try this for the first time in kind of a hybrid format, and obviously credit with press and priority to you all here in the room. I'll have an opening statement from the head coach and then open it up for questions. If you are here in the room, please just get my attention. And if you are on Zoom, please message Athletic Communications in the chat. Coach?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks everybody for being here. Obviously disappointing outcome to the game, to say the least. And we had chances early on to get off the field, and we're unsuccessful to be able to do that. And Iowa capitalized on it really well. Put some good drives together, and then shot ourselves in the foot again offensively with inopportune one-man breakdown, some penalties, and I think we had some guys open that we just missed some shots, but got momentum back in the third quarter. Got a stop. Got us. And I think in a position to feel pretty good about, being in here in the past, and, here we go again. And, heck of a field goal, that was a big play, I think, in the game, because, if we end up getting that ball right there, we got a chance to make it a one-score game. So it was a heck of a kick. And, obviously we didn't respond very well down the stretch. It's a one-man breakdowns, held the ball, and then missed some tackles down the stretch. So disappointing outcome, to say the least. But credit Iowa. Obviously they probably played one of their cleaner games. I thought quarterback-wise, I thought he probably played his best game of the year. And so it looked like to me. And so credit to him. So answer any questions you all have. Thanks.
Questions? Louis?
Fitz, what do you have to say about the play of your defense today, particularly in the first half?
We didn't get off the field on third down. And, we were out there way too long. So, it's disappointing.
John?
It's back-to-back losing seasons for the first time in almost 10 years. What's been most difficult about these past two seasons for you as a coach, knowing how consistency has been such a hallmark of this program?
Well, like I said, I've got to, in particular, I got to just continue to rebuild the roster a little bit. We had a heck of a run with some really good players, and, those guys made a huge impact. And, we just got to keep developing our guys, keep adding depth, keep developing our guys, get the roster older. You got a lot of young guys out there here mid part of the season through today, and they're going to get better. They're going to get a lot better. I know that. I believe that. But that makes it not a lot of fun right now. Right. And so we just got to keep coaching the heck out of those guys. That's my expectation that we'll do, and, find a way to finish the season strong. Obviously incredibly disappointed. I'm just crazy enough to still think we get the postseason, 5 wins. Well, the number one APR, you never know. Right. I'm just crazy enough for that. But, at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win a game. Nobody likes the way this feels right now. This is not why you do what you do. You do it to help guys be as successful as they can be. So like I told the guys after the game, it ultimately starts and ends with me. And, this will be a hard watch, going back, across the miss as we get home. So credit Iowa, and, we got to get a lot better before we get home and play an outstanding team next week. Yeah, you bet.
Obviously, Brendan faced a lot of adversity today. How do you think you handle that outside of the box?
We talked about it kind of there at the end of the last series. Just what did he learn today? And I think he was pretty accurate in his self-assessment. And again, making your second start, and there's very few environments that are tougher than here. And so he'll learn from this, and he'll grow, and he'll keep getting better.
As you noted, some of the younger guys, one of them being Caleb Tiernan, no longer reshuffle an offensive line. What did you see from that group today with a lot of stuff?
Let me watch the tape. Usually when something like that happens, it's not one thing. They were bringing one linebacker, kind of calling it from the sideline. So it wasn't anything that we didn't expect in practice. So I have to take a look. It's usually a combination of multiple things. I think 2 of those sacks were on scrambles, that if we just throw the ball away, it ends up being 2nd and 10. So again, young quarterback, learning some of those lessons, you get outside the pocket, just throw it away. So he'll continue to grow and get better. But we got to look at what we called. We got to look at how we protected it. We got to look at what, downfield releases, all that stuff. We give him a chance.
Me, Fitz, always looking for positives. What's the positives coming out of today?
None.
None?
Nope.
Sean?
We get home safe. That'll be a positive. They have Chick-fil-A for postgame. It's a positive. You have good hair. positive. Not positive. So
Can I grab a Chick-fil-A?
I don't care what you do.
Go ahead, Joe.
What are you looking from your team like leaders and these veterans to try to rally this program ahead of next week's contest? For Ohio State?
Oh, yeah. Well, number one, they got to walk out of this locker room and leave this here. Thought we responded after a day we didn't play very well against Wisconsin. I thought they responded, and I expect that that's what they'll do. We need our best players to play better. I challenged them a couple of weeks ago that, Big Ten football, you're a starter, you're expected to perform and play well. And if you're not, you have no other thing to do than point a thumb. And it's the same thing I've done with the staff. We're not playing well on your side. We're not playing well at your position. Then point a thumb and fix it and create opportunities. And the guys are working hard. We're not executing cleanly. We're playing, again, I think as you look at today, I think we played a team that played pretty darn clean, pretty darn well. You got to give credit where credit's due. I thought they played maybe their best game of the year, offensively in particular.
Any other questions?
All right. Really appreciate everybody covering us. Thanks a lot. Be safe going home. Okay. Thanks. Go Cats.
All right. If you wouldn't mind when I call on you, if you could please let us know who you're directing the question to, whether it be Xander Mueller on your left or Evan Hull on your right. Questions?
Actually, a question for both of you guys. This is now your 7th straight loss after that win in Ireland. As leaders of this team, how do you rally this team, get things to turn around in a positive direction, really get back to the foundation of Northwestern football?
I think first and foremost, we got to stick together through everything. It's tough, you know what I mean? Like the adversity we're going through right now. And we don't have all the answers, you know what I mean? And we're still trying to figure those out. But more than anything, we have to stick together. And that's been the theme and the messaging from our leadership, from Coach Fitz to the captains to everybody else. We got to pick each other up when somebody falls down, you know what I mean? If somebody's struggling, and we're all struggling. So we got to pick each other up for sure.
Good questions.
And for Xander, what do you think the Iowa offense did to either surprise or just find success today after having a slow start to their season?
Yeah, I just think we didn't execute as well as we need to. I don't think we would play Wildcat defense, which is the reason they were successful on offense. And we take it back to the roots of playing physical Wildcat defense.
Go ahead, Joe.
And then for both of you guys, Coach talked about finishing the season strong. What would it mean to you guys, you think, to finish strong? And what does that look like in terms of, obviously, there's not a lot of those big bowls, but at the same time, what could some of these kind of statement wins mean to the program?
So there was like 2 questions kind of in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what would it mean if the team to finish strong, and like what does tangibly that look
Definitely. For the team to finish strong, I think would just kind of restore the pride of the program, first and foremost, and just kind of prove to not only ourselves but everybody else that we are a good team. And it's tough because we have talented players and we have good coaches. It's not coming together right now. And so for us to have complete games and finish out with some wins, that would just show to us like all the work that we put in this offseason that like really meant something. And then what was the other question?
Oh, and then like what would that look like for you guys to finish strong? Like what would you by the end of the season be able to look back and say, hey, we did a good job this last match?
We played to our potential. That's what I would say. The work that we put in was worth it in the end to get wins, or just at the end of the day, just to play at the level that we know we can play. So that's what I say about that.
Now, this is for both of you. I asked Fitz for a positive today, and he said none. That kind of surprised me. That's not very Fitz-like. I mean, do you have a positive you take away from today?
It's tough when the game ends like this to think positively about anything, honestly. But I would say just, the mindset I have and the mindset of a lot of the guys on the team is that we embrace adversity. And so this is an opportunity for us to get stronger get better, reevaluate things that maybe before we haven't reevaluated. And so I would say maybe the one and only positive is that we're going to be better because of this in the long game.
Question for Evan. It's now the second straight start you've played with Brendan Sullivan under center. What have you seen from Sully and what is it like to play with him, knowing he can also provide something with his play?
Definitely. I love Sully, man. He's a competitor. He's got that swagger to him. He's got confidence. And that's really what you need out of a quarterback. And, you know, he's just kind of getting his feet wet. And so, you know, that can come with struggles, but I've seen him take them head on and embrace them and continue to get better day in and day out, week after week. And so I'm excited to see his progress and just what he'll do going forward for sure.
How you guys play a challenging Ohio State team next week. What are you specifically taking away from today that you're going to implement in practice next week and ready for that game?
Yeah, I think we prepare this off season and throughout all the season, like we're ready to beat these teams, and I don't think anything changes depending on who the opponent is. And I mean, we need to get ready to attack the week head on and have a great week of practice and get ready to play Saturday.
That's all we can do.
And both of you guys have been through this program, both as kind of smart contributors all the way to now being really leaders of this team. Coach was saying when he was talking with us kind of that he's looking for his best players to play better. Does a stretch like this weigh on you guys differently when you are in such big roles than maybe like 2019 when it was still kind of learning the ropes?
Definitely. And, you know, as a captain, as a leader of the team, I take responsibility for any result that happens on the field at the end of the day, especially the losses. And so that's something I continue to look at for myself, leadership wise, performance wise, what can I do better? And it's something I'm thinking about all the time, honestly, losing sleep over, to be honest.
You guys have played in some tough stadiums this year, Kinnick being the latest. What was it like today in Iowa City with those pretty raucous fans? And how are we going to implement today's game and reaction with fans in games like Minnesota and after?
Well, I think we did a good job during the week of kind of practicing for that environment, you know, working crowd noise and things like that. But really came down to focus at the end of the day, because, you know, knowing Kinnick Stadium, like they got the fans like right behind us, they can practically touch us. And so, you know, they're going to be chirping, they're going to be talking. And so it was a good opportunity for us to just work on staying focused in the moment and focusing on what's really important in the game. And that's just the game and not any of the outside noise. And that's kind of something we can take in the bigger picture too, you know what I mean? Just with the season, blocking out that outside noise, whether it's, you know, social media, things like that, what people may have to say. At the end of the day, we can only control so much, and we got to focus on what we can control.
Anything else for these guys? All right. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate you.
Thank you.